This is PTSD Warrior. I just wanted to make a video and comment on something I just watched on TV, YouTube. It was I think a documentary by A&E about Ric Flair and WWE trying to track down his iconic black butterfly robe from the 1992 Royal Rumble. They tracked it down, and it took a while because, Ric Flair, he knew the last time, I guess, that he remembered seeing it, or it was when he won the title at the Royal Rumble. That's the last time he remembered having it. Ric Flair's notorious for partying. He'd drink and go out to bars. So it's normal for him to maybe misplace stuff, leave stuff laying around, leave stuff at hotels, leave stuff at women's houses, gift stuff to women maybe. Ex-wives taking them. But to make a long story short, they ended up, while they're trying to track it down, they find it. He had left it at a hotel in Tennessee, in the city that he won the Royal Rumble, won the title. Last place he wore the robe. He left it at a hotel. Well, I guess it stayed at that hotel for years. 25. Somebody that worked at the hotel, I guess, decided, they were in a rough spot. A family member had passed away, and so they sold it for, they auctioned it off so they could get a headstone for their family member. It's understandable. I would have done the same thing. But just the greed of some people. They tracked down the person that bought it at auction. They bought it for $10,000. I mean, it's a lot less than what the robe is worth. I think the robe, somewhere between 70 and 90,000 is what it was estimated from a lot of, people who collect memorabilia. Ric Flair's robes, his boots, in-ring worn memorabilia. His son-in-law is a real big collector. Well, anyhow, like I said, they tracked him down. WWE, Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair, his brother-in-law, and one of the guys that worked for WWE who tracks down their memorabilia and stuff on. Well, they offer $50,000. Keep in mind, they only paid $10,000. $50,000. So the guy who's selling it for the owner messages the owner or calls him up. I want to find out what he thinks about the $50,000 offer. They counter back that they don't want the $50,000. They would rather have a robe, the iconic jungle robe, and a pair of in-ring worn boots, Ric Flair's boots. Now this is what they wanted. So he lets Ric Flair know. Lets WWE know. What do they think? WWE's like, thinking about it. Ric Flair's son-in-law says he has a pair of boots that he'll trade, that he'll give for it. But he doesn't have the robe. WWE says they don't know where that robe's at. Just so happens to turn out Ric Flair's son-in-law knows who has the robe. Little Nate, WWE referee, Charles Robinson, has that robe. It's his prized possession. So Ric Flair and the WWE guy that goes around looking for memorabilia come to Charlotte, my neck of the woods down here, go to Little Nature's, and sure enough, he has that robe. Now, during this, he's showing them the robe. He's showing them his Little Nature boy Ric Flair robe. Got a couple of them. And he's, of course, mentions the lion robe, jungle robe, and says, oh, he's going to be buried in that one. Well, of course, now Ric Flair and them have to, tell him why he's there. He's there for that robe because they tracked down the iconic 92 Royal Rumble black butterfly robe. Nice. But Charles Robinson's in tears. That's how much this robe means to him. I mean, I'm literally almost in tears watching him. Because I'm from Charlotte. I've watched Ric Flair my whole life. That's how I would feel if I had a Ric Flair robe. And so I can only imagine how he feels. I mean, multiply that by 100 because he knows Ric Flair. He's worked with Ric Flair. His nickname's Little Rick. Little Nate. So he's in tears. Well, somehow they work it out. They come to an agreement where WWE will give him a robe that they have. And this is the gold robe that Ric Flair had. Charles Robinson doesn't want to, but in the end, he agrees. Because it's for Ric Flair, it's for WWE, who he still works for, and the Flair family. He'll trade it. So they've got what they needed, what was agreed to. So they call the guy back. It's like, look, we got it. Right here it is. We're still good, right? No. The greed of some people just is mind-boggling. The guy's like, no, that's no longer good. That deal's off the table. I want something else. I want more. Because you know how much this means to him. That's why you want more. You're holding Ric Flair, his family, WWE, over the fire. You're spit roasting them. Because you know how much this means to them. So they asked him, what was it going to take now? All right, well, now they want the robe. They want the boots. And they want $25,000. Really? All right. So they agreed to it. Ric Flair's son-in-law. He's like, I'll pay the $25,000. I'll give him a pair of my boots. And y'all give him the robe. And we'll be co-owners on it. 50-50. All right. So they meet up. They're sitting there. Like, okay, good. We got the stuff. So we're still good, right? No. They change it again. What do they want this time? This time it's $50,000. $50,000. The robe and the boots. Go call them. He'll call him. Is that still what he wants? Because we need to know. Anyway, well, it turns out they end up having to give him, because that still wasn't good. They ended up having to give him $60,000. The robe and the boots. Because you just want to be petty. You're scalpers at that point. You're doing the same thing with people that people do with tickets. When they know somebody wants to go and they know how bad they want to go, you hold them over the fire and you just charge them an outrageous amount for something that didn't mean nothing to you. I mean, I just think that's low, dirty. I got a lot of words for it. I'm not going to use them. But what do you think? I mean, thanks for listening to me, but I want to know what you guys think. Because watching it, I mean, it just boggled my mind how people could do that to somebody. Knowing that it was his to begin with, he left it somewhere. I just forgot where he left it. And then you hold him over the fire and spit roast him like that on something that had no value to you. It didn't mean nowhere near to you what it means to them. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.